Hi everyone, I am Anita Srinivasan. Today we see about the communication systems. Communication is the process of conveying or transferring a messages from one point to another, and it is generally classified into two types. The first one, communication within line of sight, and second one, communication beyond the line of sight between point to point. If the 2 points are beyond the line of sight, then the branch of communication engineering comes into picture and it is known as telecommunication engineering. And we are various stages of communication system. It is having mainly a three stages. First one is a process of information and it includes the collection of data, processing of data and storage of information. The second stage is transmission. It includes the encoding or modulations. Third stage is a reception. It includes the decoding or demodulation and storage of data and interceptions. This is the block diagram of communication system. In communication engineering, the physical message such as sound, words, pictures are converted into the equivalent electrical values called signals. This electrical signal is conveyed to a distant place through a communication media, and at the receiving end, this electrical signal is reconverted back into the original message through some media. In a block diagram, the first block is the information source. The message produced by the information source is not electrical in nature, but it may be in a voice signal, a picture signal, etc. So, an input transducer is required to convert the original physical message into a time-varying electrical signal. These signals are called baseband signals or message signals. At the destination, another transducer is used to convert the electrical signal into the appropriate message. And the second block is a transmitter. The transmitter, comprising electrical and electronic components, converts a message signal into the suitable form for propagating over the communication medium. This wave is often referred as a modulated signal. And third is a channel. The transmitter and the receiver are usually separated in space. The channel provides connection between the source and the destination. The channel can be many form like coaxial cable, microwave link, radio wave link or an optical fiber. Next block is a receiver. The main function of the receiver is to extract the message signals from the degraded version of transmitted signal. The transmitter and the receiver are carefully designed to avoid the distortion and minimizes the effect of noise from the receiver. The receiver has the task of operating on the received signal so as to reconstruct the recognized form of the original message signal and to deliver into the user destination. Types of communication system. Majorly, we are having three different types of communication system. First one is analog communication, second one hybrid communication, and third one is a digital communication. The analog communication is classified as a two, that is a continuous wave modulation and pulse modulation. This continuous wave modulation is having a amplitude modulation, phase modulation and frequency modulation. The pulse modulation is having a PAM, PWM and PPM. That is a pulse amplitude modulation, pulse width modulation and pulse mode modulation. The digital communication is classified as a PCM, DM and DPCM. The analog communication system, it is designed to transmit the analog information using an analog modulation scheme such as amplitude modulation and angle modulation. The hybrid communication system is designed to use a digital modulation scheme for transmitting sampled and quantized value of analog signal. The digital communication system is designed to transmit digital information using the digital modulation scheme such as PCM, DM and DPCM. Next one is the communication engineering. It is divided into two categories and it is depends on the transmission media or the channel used. So the first one is a line communication and second one is a radio communication. The first, line communication. In line communication, the medium of transmission is a pair of conductors called transmission lines. Each transmission line can normally convey only one message at a time and is known as a line channel. The main problem associated with the line communication is installation and maintenance of a transmission line is costly and it's open space. The transmission capability is limited. So we are going for the radio communication. In order to reduce the problems occurring in a line communication, a wireless or radio communication is used. In this case, the message is transmitted through the open space by electromagnetic waves called radio waves. This mode of communication is known as radio communication. Here the signals from various sources are transmitted through the open space. This causes interference among the various signals such as no useful messages is received by the receiver. These are the frequency ranges in communication system. The main objectives of the communication system designer is to transmit messages as quickly as possible with least probability of error, and this is possible by reducing the time of each message, simultaneously transmission of several messages over a single channel, and this is known as multiplexing. An error in the received message is due to the various types of distortion that occurs in the system and channel. Hence, a compromise has to be made to reduce the probability of error and hence we obtain the optimum system. The communication system covers the study of all aspects of message transmission with a particular emphasis, that is accuracy, bandwidth, cost, complexions, speed of transmission and noise.